Yo, what is good, YouTube? In today's video, I'm gonna give you guys the #1 meta loadout to run in Warzone. So if you enjoyed this video, let's break 200 likes. Also, subscribe, all notifications turned on. With that being said, let's get into it. All right, so hopping in here, let's give you guys the actual loadouts. I'm gonna break these all down, give you an in-depth explanation on them, and I'll even give you an extra gun to use here with this loadout that you guys can swap in and out if you really want to. So let's get into it. First thing is going to be the XM4 is going to be our primary of choice. This gun right here is the best one in the game by far. You just have to build it out right. And for any guys that are wondering, yes, this is the BO6 pre-order camo on this gun. I did a nice little camo swap glitch between private match and public match. You can actually do it. It's pretty cool, and look up a video on it if you really want to. But it doesn't make sense why you wouldn't be able to have a BO6 pre-order camo on the BO6 guns as is. I don't really get that. Anyways, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the optics section, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and throw on pretty much our optic of choice. There's a few in here that you can realistically use based on your general playstyle preference. First thing being the Kepler micro reflex. This is really solid if you want to just have a true red dot sight. That's going to be really good. Also, you could go down here and run the acute spot reflex. These are basically the two like red dot style sights that I recommend. My personal preference is going to be this right here, the Kepler red dot. This is what I always like to go for. This is what I find the best success with, especially because I'm playing a lot of Rebirth primarily and like Area 99 when I kind of do hop into that playlist. But this is like my go-to right here. Also, you can go down here and run something like the Jason Armory 2X or the Willis 3 times. And you'll be essentially good with one of these optics. It really comes down to what do you want to use. It's not going to make or break your build. It's just you want a 3, 2X, or you want basically a 1.25 times magnification or a 1 times. I prefer this right here. So for the build, we're gonna go for this. Muzzle section up next, we're gonna go through on the compensator, and this is just gonna help us out the most with our vertical recoil control. I've had people in the comments talk about like, oh, we need to go for the muzzle brake, or we need to go for the ported compensator, or why do you not use those as opposed to the regular compensator? The reason being is that this helps us with the absolute most with our like sustained fire for vertical recoil control. These other ones help with your first shot recoil control, your kick reset. We don't really care about that. You know, this is not like it's a semi-auto gun where we may want to have a little bit of that kick reset so it gets back to the center. We can spam it better. This is a fully automatic, so we really only care about straight vertical recoil, and the ported compensator obviously helps with vertical in your first shot, but it helps more with your first shot than your prolonged fire. So the compensator ends up being the best, and of course, the suppressor is not really useful on a lot of guns. Barrel section, we're gonna go in here, throw on the reinforced barrel. This helps out with your overall damage range and your bullet velocity. I really like this thing. I think you guys should definitely be running it. You need to increase your damage range and your bullet velocity at the same time. I'll show you guys this here. We can actually equip this right now. Go look at the detailed statistics. You can see that your bullet velocity, it's actually right above my face cam there. It gets you out to about 960 meters per second, which is right where you want to be. Then your recoil kick and everything does, get helped out a little bit as well. But you can see your effective damage range is 47.2 meters, right below, of course, the mannequin there on screen, or the body diagram. But if I go in here and I keep this pulled up, we can take a look at the long barrel. This pushes you out to about 55 meters. But your bullet velocity also, once again, right above my face cam, is only at 800 meters per second, which would definitely be on the low end of things. And it's much more valuable to have a few less meters of effective damage range and to go for the reinforced barrel as opposed to go for the long barrel, or even in this case to go for the gain twist barrel, because then your damage at effective range is only 39 meters. So it's like either which way you're lacking in one of the two crucial departments. So you need to have the reinforced. It's kind of not really a question. Go and get off that, go down to the magazine. We're gonna throw on Extended Mag 2, which is my preference right here. There's nothing wrong, realistically speaking, with adding on Extended Mag 3 and literally having a 100-round drum mag. It's not like it's the Kilo after a couple nerfs or something like that from Warzone 1, where it was not beneficial to have the 100-round on it. This gun is perfectly fine to have the 100-round mag on it. You guys can do that. It'll be a little bit slower, of course. My preference, though, is, like I've said, to run the 60-round mag on here. I just like to feel a little bit faster when I'm running around on the map, and this allows me to enjoy that. So I enjoy having this on there. I don't also think that even if you're playing solos or something, Extended Mag 1 is not good. Go for Extended Mag 2 or 3. Lastly, to round out this gun, you're gonna go to the stock section, and you're just gonna go throw on the buffer weight stock. If you guys, I also get some questions in the comment section from people that watch these videos, like, I don't have the buffer weight stock, what should I do? So like, the buffer weight stock is of course going to be the best because it does your vertical and your horizontal recoil. So The buffer weight is, you know, truly the best thing you guys can run. So this will be like your best build right here. But overall, if you don't have the buffer, go into underbarrel section and throw on the vertical foregrip. And this will be your sort of thing you should have on your gun if you don't have the buffer. But you should, realistically speaking, go unlock the buffer weight, especially because it's the best gun in the game when you have it on there. So use this if you don't have that. If you do happen to have it, this is going to be, of course, your best build. Next up is the Jackal PDW. And like I said, I will give you guys another gun actually to swap in and out of this meta loadout because it's just, they're just so close together, and it will be an SMG. So I'll show you guys that here after this one. But the Jackal PDW is essentially your #1 SMG in the game right now. Even after all the different updates and stuff like that, it is still indeed the best. And of course, like I said about the XM4, this is that BO6 pre-order camo, which I did camo swap glitch over here onto this thing. It looks so good. Honestly, it's like one of the best looking camos, and it's unfortunate that BO6 doesn't have anything better. So let's get here, skip that muzzle section, straight to the barrel. We're gonna go through on the long barrel for this gun. This increases out your damage range to the absolute max it possibly can be. I'll go ahead and equip this and show you guys why you need that. So it says your damage at effective range, and keep in mind this is the farthest out you can get. Right below that mannequin right there, damage at effective range, the absolute max you get is 13.7 meters. So if I go back in here and throw in the gain twist, it's 11 meters, which is pretty trash. You go to the reinforced barrel, you get 12.6, which is really not all that great. And we don't care about increasing our bullet velocity all that much because it's close range in which the area you're going to be using this gun. So everything's going to be relatively hit scan in that range. So having 530 meters per second is perfectly fine and acceptable on an SMG. If you just want to go ahead and run that, we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And now we're going to go down to the underbarrel. We're going to go all the way down to the very bottom here, which is the Ranger foregrip. Helps your horizontal recoil control and your sprinting movement speed. I really like this quite a bit. I mean, it just does exactly what it should for an SMG. I mean, it just helps with our overall, you know, stabilization of the gun, because otherwise it might bounce a little bit if you don't happen to have something to stabilize it side to side. But it also does make you faster at the same time, which is quite nice. Magazine, we're going here and run extended mag 2. This is going to be the general thing I'd say for everybody to run. No real reason for you to run something else like extended mag 1. I've tried it. I found it to be actually pretty decent, but I did find a lot of times where I'd have to reload maybe to finish somebody off, or reload before I engage somebody else, just because you can waste an easy 30 rounds on a singular person. So having extended mag 2, which gives you 50, gives you a little bit of that leeway, and so you don't have to hit exactly every shot. I mean, you can hit some shots, maybe some bobs and weaves around something, and if you have 40 rounds in the mag, maybe you're gonna have to catch a reload and maybe get a plate off or something like that. So it does help to have the extra rounds. You can just continuously push in the gunfight, not to worry about reloading as often. We're gonna go into the rear grip section now. We're gonna throw on the ergonomic grip, slide to fire, dive to fire, and ADS speed. Slide to fire speed is an absolutely huge metric in the BO6 weaponry. Especially for the SMGs. I mean, you know, all the MW3 and MW2 guns don't have this metric because they were not built in with on-me movement, stuff like that. Of course, the MW2 guns were built in with like -5 movement. Everything was like, you're walking around with like, you know, steel-toed shoes. It was horrible. I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to think about Warzone 2. That was the most god-awful thing I've seen in a minute. But ergonomic grip for this particular gun is going to be the move, and a lot of the other SMGs in general. It just helps out so much, and it gives you also ADS speed, which is quite nice. So you want to run that. Last thing in the stock section, you're either going to go for one of two options in here. First one being the infiltrator stock, which helps with your aim walking speed. This is quite nice. It gives you nice little 2 green arrows on the aim walking speed. Or you can go down here and notice that the balance stock, it's a little hard to see because my face cam's right there, but the aim walk gives you nice 2 arrows for the aim walking speed. It gives you 2 for the movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and strafing movement speed. So overall, generally speaking, you're going to be faster running the balance stock, and it's going to have no cons, which we really like. And the infiltrator is only going to do one thing very well, whereas this will do essentially 4 things, which is pretty cool. So I'd say for the balance stock or the infiltrator, you really can't go too wrong, but the infiltrator might feel a little bit easier for some people to use. Just because this might make you feel a little bit too fast in some instances. So balance or infiltrator, up to you. But this is my full build here for the Jackal PDW. And the other gun I wanted to show you guys here today that was going to be better just to kind of help you out in terms of is something. The other gun I wanted to show you to intertwine with that And the other gun I wanted to show you guys here today is the PP919. This helps you, of course, if you don't want to use the Jackal PDW, or this is your like preference. This is a really good gun right here, and so I should show you guys at least the build for it. First thing, we're just going to throw on the compensator in here or the suppressor. Either of these two are going to work. Like if you'd rather, let's say, have a suppressed SMG, you're not going to want to run one on the Jackal PDW, but you would want to run one on the PP919 just because like it doesn't require anything else. There's also no underbarrel category, so we don't have to use an attachment down there, so you can kind of get away with using something in the muzzle category, which would be the suppressor or the compensator. So I'd recommend basically one of these two. Just depends if you want literal zero recoil, then the compensator. If you don't mind having ever so slight kick, you want a suppressor, run this. Barrel section, we're going to go here, throw on the long barrel, just increase that overall damage range. It does exactly what it needs to do. This actually gives you some of the best damage range in the entire game. I'll show you guys this here real quick. When you hit those detailed statistics, you can see 17.1 meters is incredible. It's got a great damage profile. Obviously, the fire rate's nothing ridiculous, but there's a reason it's basically the number 1, number 2 SMG in the game, because it's got a great damage profile, like super fast TTK. Of course, the magazine size is awesome. So this right here is really, really nice, and we don't need to increase out our bullet velocity at all, so you can just stay content with the long barrel. Magazine, we're not going to go for extended mag 1. We're actually going to go for fast mag 1 or fast mag 2. So fast mag 1 is what I'll run. If I'm just trying to build this out to be like as hard meta as possible, I'm going fast mag 1 because this still gives me 50 rounds in the mag. My reload's faster. I get some pros of increased ADS speed, sprint to fire, and reload quickness. But you can also still get some good, results out of running fast mag 2, which unfortunately only gives you 40 rounds in the mag, but it does allow you to be faster around the map. So depends on what you want to go for. You'll be able to reload quite fast, but you will only have 40 rounds in the mag. May not be that big of an issue for some people, but for me personally, I like the 50 round mag. I think this works the best, and this is just kind of my preference. Rear grip here, we're gonna go once again, throw on that ergonomic grip. I mean, it's pretty standard: slide to fire, dive to fire, ADS speed. It does wonders when you're trying to build out an SMG properly. You'll notice if you have this versus not having this on there and you're just focusing on ADS speed, your ADS speed might be great, from here to here, it might be great, but your slide to bring it up when you're doing your slide canceling and stuff is going to be trash, and you'll lose a lot of gunfights like that. So you want to have that ergonomic grip on there. And lastly, in the stock section, your best bet is going to be the Infiltrator, which is going to give you the most aim walking movement speed. It's only going to do that, or the balanced stock here. Kind of the same for the Jackal PDW, but it doesn't give you the same amount of aim walking movement speed as the Infiltrator. This does give you less, but it does more things. So I've had good success with both. Honestly, it kind of comes down to what you're feeling on the day. If you want more aim walking, or if you're just trying to be overall a little bit faster and have some of these other benefits, then you can run the balance stock. It really doesn't matter too much. But this is my full build, and that's been my #1 meta loadout. If you guys enjoyed the vid, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, those notifications turned on, check out this other video on screen, and I'll see you all next time.